Okay guys, Mobile Geezer here with my final thoughts on the Essential phone before I send it back to Mike. If you don't know the backstory, Mike from Simply Our Device decided to pick up an Essential phone on Amazon Prime Day, and he surprised both Will and I by passing the phone along to Will, let him use it for a couple of weeks, and he made a video with his thoughts on the phone, and then he shipped it to me about a month ago, and I've been using it for the past month. And you know me, I do a lot of photography stuff, a lot of phone comparisons. So I started off showing you some random still shots from the Essential phone. I've given you some black and white stills, and then I did camera comparisons against the Huawei Mate SE, against the Xiaomi Mi A2, the OnePlus 5T, the LG V30, and finally the Galaxy S9. So, just talking about the phone, first of all, the best thing about this phone, of course, like everybody else says, it's the build quality. It's got front glass, titanium frame all the way around, and a ceramic back. I mean, this phone feels and looks as premium as any phone could possibly look or feel. It's a wonderful build quality. It fits very, very nicely in the hand. It's got a 5.71 inch display, 1312 by 2560 pixels, 504 ppi density, and looks good and feels really good. Around back, we've got a 13 megapixel camera with an f1.9 aperture, and it'll shoot in video at 1080p at 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, and it'll shoot in 4K at 30 frames per second. Front camera is 8 megapixel, and it will shoot at 2160p at 30 frames per second. know the camera's pretty good, better than I thought it would be. Every time I took it out, I was pleasantly surprised at the pictures that it took. The video is pretty good. Of course, around back it's got the 2 pins for the accessories. Right now the only accessory you can get is the 360 camera, which I'm really not interested in. And they keep saying more accessories will be forthcoming, but not yet. So all in all, for me, the whole thing is about the camera. And like I said, the camera was pretty good. Now, of course, this phone was initially $700. Not worth it at all, in my opinion. Generally, right now, the normal price is somewhere between $400 and $500. For me personally, still not worth it. But you keep seeing deals that pop up now and again. Let's bring this thing down to somewhere between $250 and $300. Is it worth it for that? I'd say yes. Would I recommend it at that price or those prices? Yes, I would. Is it a phone for me? Probably not, but I'm kind of always on the fence about that. But right now, I'm leaning away from it. Now, the screen. The screen is very nice. It's very responsive. This phone got updated to Android Pie right after I received it. And it's fast. Occasionally there's a slight stuttering when you're flipping through, but nothing that is very noticeable. You can see the Android version is 9. That's Android 9 Pie. And you can see it's on the September 5th security patch. They do keep it updated very nicely and send updates through quickly. Now, if you saw Will's video with it, he had problems with the screen, with it being responsive to his touch. I haven't had that problem. The problem I have had is sometimes when I'm in an app like Twitter or Instagram, all of a sudden it just locks up, and then I have to put my fingerprint in, unlock the phone, it throws me back to the home screen. That happens to me with this phone once or twice a day. Don't know why. Jay Williams keeps telling us that we must have a defective unit because he hasn't had any of those problems, and others that have the Essential also say they haven't had those problems. So both Will and I have had issues with the display and trying to get it to be responsive, or like I said, locking up. Yes, that can be very aggravating on a daily basis. But other than that, the phone seems to work well, seems to be very responsive, unless you have that screen issue that Will and I had. But all in all, it's a good phone in general. So I'll be shipping this phone off to Mike back to Jersey today. And of course, you can look at all my videos on my Mobile Visa channel, and you can see what you think of the cameras, and that's my overall view of the phone. So as always, comments are welcome. Thanks for watching.